Super Auto Pets. It's a fun little auto battler where you purchase emoji animals and pit them against each other in a fight to the death. I've been playing the game for the past couple months, and it's been great. Buy me, sell me, freeze me, roll me. Now, it would be terrible to send these cute, well, sometimes cute little dudes into the fray without giving them a fighting chance. For this reason, the devs made it so you can give your pets an upper hand in two different ways. The first way is by buying more of the same animal and stacking them on top of each other to create a pet with better stats and abilities. The second way, and the way that I'm currently interested in, is by buying food items in the game and then giving them to your pets, either buffing their stats further or giving them secondary abilities. Currently there are 16 food items in Super Auto Pets, however Expansion Pack 2 is just about to come out and it brings 15 new foods, nearly doubling the total count. On top of this, there's also 3 hidden foods in the game. Firstly, there's milk, which is only purchasable after buying a cow, and then there's also peanut and coconut, which are innately present on the scorpion and gorilla respectively. To celebrate the release of the new expansion, I think it'd be fun to take every food item in the game and then try and turn them into a cohesive multi-course meal. Okay, just gotta check the wiki and make sure that I have all the food I need for my grocery list. Alright, let's take a look. Apple we got, honey, peach from the new expansion, strawberry, wait a second, bacon. What the heck is bacon? Weekly packs. What the heck? Okay, so between the old foods, the new foods, and the weekly foods, it's not going to be feasible to use every food item in the game. That and I just took a look at the food bill and it was enough to make me cry. So I think that instead of using all the foods, we should just use those in Expansion Pack 1. That way we can give it a proper send-off before the new expansion comes out. Also, my wallet won't be sending me death threats, so that's a plus too. So with all this in mind, I'm going to be designing a 5-course menu with the 5 courses being an hors d'oeuvre, an appetizer, a salad, an entree, and a dessert. So starting with the hors d'oeuvre, you want something light but also poppable, so I think I'm going to use the sushi in this step. And then for the filling, I'm thinking about incorporating the mushroom to make a shiitake mushroom filling. For the appetizer, you obviously want a lighter meal as well, so I'm going to keep it pretty simple here. I'm thinking I'm going to use the meat bone in this step and use it as a lamb chop, and then keep the garlic here as well. As a sort of just garlic lamb chop, keep it simple so that you don't fill up too much before moving on to the next courses. So next up is the salad course, and obviously for this you'll need a salad. And then I think I'm also going to incorporate some of the fruits here as well, those being the apple as well as the pear. And I think this will give it kind of a lighter salad, but then I'm going to get kind of funky with it. I'm going to try something I've been wanting to try for a little while and make pizza croutons on the side. I'm not sure how well these will go, but I think it'll be fun to try. So after the salad comes the entree, so I'm going to use what I think is the heaviest item here, which is the steak. And then the sushi and the hors d'oeuvres kind of gives me like an Asian fusion sort of vibe. So I'm going to keep with that and make a chili and then honey steak strip as the main entree. And then in addition to this, I'm going to have a melon and coconut mocktail on the side, which I think will go well with the steak. And then last but certainly not least, we have dessert. So obviously I'm going to use the cupcake in this step. And then I think it'd be fun to do a sort of Reese's cupcake with a chocolate base and then a peanut butter buttercream. And that leaves us with 2 final foods, being the milk and the canned food. And when I started making this menu, I honestly thought the challenge would be kind of finding how to use such few ingredients and make a total cohesive menu out of them. But what I found in the end is honestly that I have almost too many ingredients, and then kind of trying to find a place for all of them is the challenge itself. So I think I'm going to combine these two, and then for the dessert, make a sweetened condensed milk drizzle that goes over the top of the cupcakes just for a little added flair. And with the dessert planned out, that's the 5-course menu, and looking at it, it's a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Alright, so first off we're going to be making the shiitake mushroom sushi for the hors d'oeuvres. To make it we'll need sushi rice, nori, shiitake mushrooms, rice vinegar, soy sauce, sesame oil, salt, garlic, and sesame seeds. Now the first step in this recipe is to rinse the rice in water until the water runs clear, which will ensure that you get individual grains. Then add the rice and a 1/4 cup of water to a pot with the salt and rice vinegar. Once the rice begins to simmer, cover and allow it to steam for around 20 minutes. Then you can allow the rice to sit for an additional 10 minutes covered. While the rice is cooking, you can get the mushrooms going by first heating the sesame oil over medium heat. Then add some minced garlic and allow it to saute for around 30 seconds before adding the mushrooms. You can let the mushrooms cook for around 3 to 5 minutes before stirring and flipping for another 3 to 5 minutes. Afterwards, you can add a 1/4 cup of water along with the soy sauce. I also ended up adding some garlic chili paste here to give the mushrooms some added flavor. Reduce the mixture until you get a desired consistency for your filling and remove from the heat. After letting the filling cool, you are ready for assembly. Place the nori sheets onto a bamboo mat and cover with a thin layer of rice. While you're performing this step, I would recommend to have a bowl of water nearby to remove excess rice from your fingers, and I can tell you from experience that the rice will stick. A lot. After the rice is laid out, you can place a line of the mushroom filling near the end closest to you and begin rolling the sushi. As you're rolling, press tightly to tuck in the sushi before continuing to roll. Afterwards, simply cut to the desired thickness and serve. Alright, so the sushi came out really good. This is actually the first time I've ever made sushi, so I'm actually pretty proud of myself. The shiitake mushroom filling was really tasty. It was this kind of balance between umami and sweet. I'm really glad that I ended up adding the chili paste in the end. I think that really helped it out, gave it a bit of a kick as well. So yeah, I think that's actually a really good start to the 5-course meal. Alright, so next up is the lamb chop appetizers. For this, obviously we'll need some lamb chops, and then in addition to this we'll need some garlic, salt, pepper, rosemary, and then some olive oil. To prepare the lamb chops, you'll first make a quick marinade by mincing up some garlic and adding it to a bag with the lamb chops, some olive oil, rosemary, and the salt and pepper. Allow the lamb chops to marinate for at least an hour, and then quickly sear them in a pan set to medium-high heat for around 2 minutes per side. I overcrowded my pan a little bit here, so the sear didn't come out super great. To prevent this, just do it in batches instead of what I did. After that, just plate and serve, and then we're ready to move on to the next course. I mean, I don't really have much to say on these. They're lamb chops. They're pretty good. I mean, this is probably the simplest recipe I made, so all in all, I mean, the garlic came through, the rosemary, it was pretty good. Alright, next up is the salad course. For this, we're going to be making a nice apple and pear salad with pizza croutons on the side. Starting with the base, we'll use arugula, and then we'll add some pear, apples, walnuts, a creamy cheese of your choice. I went with this herbal goat cheese. And then for the dressing, you'll need some garlic, a lemon, some olive oil, a little honey, a shallot, some salt, and some pepper. From here, the salad comes together relatively easily. First, add the arugula to a bowl, and then cut the apple and pear into thin half moons and add them to the salad. Then quickly toast up some walnuts and allow them to cool before giving them a rough chop and adding them to the salad. Crumble in the goat cheese and then make a quick dressing out of the olive oil, lemon juice, minced garlic, minced shallot, some honey, salt, and pepper. Then for the side of pizza croutons, you'll need a bread of your choice. I went with a baguette, some olive oil, some Parmesan cheese, some tomato paste, some oregano, some rosemary, some salt, and some garlic. First, you'll need to cube up some bread. This is perfect for bread that's a couple days old and has gone a little stale. Then mince up some garlic, and wow, I'm realizing just now that I think garlic is going to be used in pretty much every single recipe here. After this, toss the bread cubes with the garlic and some olive oil. Then we're going to make an herby cheese coating for the croutons out of some oregano, some rosemary minced fine, and some Parmesan cheese. Bake the croutons without the cheese coating at 350 degrees for around 15 minutes. Make sure to stir them occasionally until they are golden brown. Once done, take them out and add some olive oil and the tomato paste to a pan over medium heat. Sauté the croutons in the oil and tomato paste for around a minute before adding to the cheese and tossing them. After that, the croutons are ready to be served alongside the salad. Alright, so I think both these items came out really good as well. Perhaps not the best combination together though. I don't think that they're bad together, but I think they're better individually. Starting with the pear apple salad. I think this one was really good. It was really good cohesive salad. You got the creaminess from the added goat cheese, kind of herb cheese. And then you also had nice crunch from the walnuts. And then all that kind of brought together by the lemon vinaigrette that was put in it. And then the pizza croutons I actually found to be really good. I mean, who would have thought, you know, bread, cheese, tomato sauce, and like herbs would be good together, but they are. Together though, you know, I think that they're not terrible together, but the pizza croutons don't really need to be there. I mean, the walnuts already kind of provide a crunch to the salad. I think instead these would be better served on like a Caesar salad or something like that. Honestly, if I was to do this again, I think I would instead do like, remove the pizza croutons from this step and then put them with the lamb chops, maybe do like a lamb garlic kind of like flatbread or something like that. I think maybe that could be good. That's just off the top of my head though. Like I said though, really good, maybe not the best together, but good individually. Next up is the entree, which is going to be crispy honey and chili steak strips with a melon and coconut mocktail. I'll start with the mocktail, which I'm going to dub the nursery rhyme for sharing its ingredients with a certain children's YouTube channel. It's pretty simple, you just need 3 ingredients: coconut water, watermelon juice, and some lime. Add the coconut water and the watermelon juice in a 2-to-1 ratio and add a spritz of lime before stirring. See? Nice and easy. Now onto the beef, you'll need some steak for your choice, some honey, some chilies, garlic, cornstarch, vegetable oil, sesame seeds, soy sauce, hoisin sauce, some Shaoxing wine, or if you don't have that, you can substitute some dry sherry like I did, and finally some vinegar. Now for the recipe, make a marinade for the beef by cutting the steak into strips and adding to a bag with some minced garlic and soy sauce. Allow it to rest for at least an hour. Then for the sauce that will coat the steak, put a pot over medium heat and add the soy sauce, the dry sherry, the hoisin sauce, the vinegar, the honey, and some chili flakes, along with some whole chilies if you want a little extra heat. Let the sauce reduce to the desired consistency while you cook the beef. In a large vessel over medium-high heat, add the vegetable oil and cook the beef strips briefly after coating them completely in cornstarch. Finally, add the steak strips to the sauce, stir to coat, and serve. I'm not gonna lie, this one came out really good. The beef is perfectly spicy, sweet, savory, and also crispy. The sesame seeds add a really nice texture on top as a little garnish. And then also the mocktail came out really good too. I think it would make a very good cocktail as well, just with some either light rum or perhaps like even just vodka. So I'm very happy with this meal, like the main entree. I would say this is probably the best one so far. Alright, so moving on finally to the chocolate peanut butter cupcakes with a condensed milk drizzle that definitely does not look like anything else. For this we'll need some cocoa powder, some peanut butter, some sweetened condensed milk, some flour, some baking soda and some baking powder, some granulated white sugar and some dark brown sugar, some vegetable oil, some buttermilk, an egg, some vanilla extract and powdered sugar. I forgot to list it here, but you also need some unsalted butter, and then finally some heavy whipping cream. Then, to start, first preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. After this, mix the dry ingredients together, which are the flour, cocoa powder, baking soda, and the salt. After those are evenly distributed, mix in the wet ingredients, which are the oil, buttermilk, egg, vanilla extract, granulated sugar, and brown sugar. I totally didn't forget to add the sugar in this step and then had to hastily pull the cupcakes out of the oven and remix it all together. No, I totally didn't do that. Once you're completely sure that you mix all the ingredients together, butter a cupcake tray and pour in the batter. Then put the cupcakes in the oven and bake for around 20 minutes until a cake tester comes out clean. While the cupcakes are baking, you can get the peanut butter buttercream frosting ready. In a stand mixer, add the softened butter and beat for a couple minutes until smooth. Then add the peanut butter and beat until well combined. Add the powdered sugar, heavy whipping cream, the vanilla extract, and beat until homogeneous. You can then put the buttercream into a piping bag and top the cupcakes after they've cooled. Finally, drizzle some unassuming sweetened condensed milk on top. Alright, I'm gonna give myself a gold star for this one. It was really good. The chocolate and peanut butter, I mean, it's a classic combo. And then the sweet condensed milk, I'm not really sure if it did too much for me, but I mean, a little extra sugar never hurts. I don't really have too much else to say on it, except it was really delicious and you should make it. I'm very tired after all that food I definitely just ate. That's it for the video though. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate a like and a sub. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.